Hey Facebook family, hey YouTube, it's just Gigi. We are gonna make some delicious creamy white chicken enchiladas. They're gonna be fast and easy. I made these for my grandchildren when they were here and they love them. I like to make them ever so often. But I do have to peek at my recipe because I don't make them often enough to have it memorized, okay? So I took one package of chicken fingers in the oven and I put salt, pepper, garlic, and I just baked them, okay? I just baked them in there for about 45 minutes to whatever they're done. And now I am shredding those chicken fingers. This is gonna be the inside of our chicken enchiladas. And we're getting ready to add some yummy stuff. Okay, I'm gonna make these nice and shredded so when we bite into our enchiladas, they will be ever so delicious, right? Yes, it's a little cloudy here today, but it kind of feels nice because we have, you know, we get some really hot temperatures in July. I was telling Bill, I'm like, wow, we really have all 4 seasons in Kentucky, you know? We get the full blown of each one. Okay, here we go. I think I got this all nice and shredded. So what we're gonna add to them now is 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. So I got that right here. Move his hair out of the way so we don't get it in the food. Okay. There's one, but that's a little clump right there. That's 1, I said 2 teaspoons. Yep, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. So there's 1. And then we're gonna add 2 to it. I'm gonna mix all that up. Actually, before I put this one in, then I'm gonna go ahead we add 4 ounces of cream cheese, okay? The cream cheese, garlic powder, and half of our shredded cheese, which will be 1 cup. So I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna pull this apart, this cream cheese. It's pretty soft, but I'm gonna, you know, I mix a lot of stuff with my hands. It's just easier. Okay, and I'm gonna put the other teaspoon of garlic all in there. And I like to add, let me drain them. I like to add the chilies into the chicken. And this is gonna make everything so yummy. And one more thing, don't wanna forget, you can use 1 cup of Monterey or 1 cup, I like everything spicy, me and Bill, that's why I add the chilies. If you don't like spicy, don't add the chilies. If you don't like spicy, I'm using pepper jack cheese, use Monterey, okay? 1 cup. And this is all gonna get mixed in. And this is gonna be really yummy filling. So whatever this tastes like, you know, you may wanna try it before you put it in the tortillas because this is gonna be your filling, okay? Cream cheese, Monterey or pepper jack cheese. I put a little green chilies in there. If you like those, put them in. If you don't, leave them out. And I mean, we're just gonna have the yumminess right here. Oh yeah. So very good. Alrighty, now let me wash my hands a little bit. And there we go. I may want to add a little more salt and pepper because I just added it to the chicken, but as I haven't added it to this mixture, okay, salt, pepper, and I like a little extra garlic. So I tasted it just a minute ago. It can use a little something, something. All those chilies go in here. The chilies really add a lot of flavor. They're not, to me, they're not that hot. Okay, so as I'm making a mix, we're gonna bring our pan over here. Got my tortillas. I've already used my hands. I'm mixing it up. Mix in that salt and pepper now. Okay, make sure all these ingredients, I'm looking in there, make sure I don't have any chunks of cream cheese or anything. We want it all mixed really good. You're gonna take a handful of it and put it in this right here. Okay, and roll it up. Roll it up, and that's gonna make a nice big tortilla, an enchilada. Okay, we're gonna do that again. And I think we should make I'll probably make 4 or 5 right here. Okay, we're gonna fill that full of yummy chicken. Yummy! See how easy this is? It's a little bit thin too. Did you get to roll those up? Okay, I may need a bigger pan. We'll see. I think I'm gonna get one. Just to be safe. Just to be safe. Hold on, let me wash these hands. Because I wanna make sure I might have just sprayed that pan and I didn't check. Hold on. Okay. No, yeah, it did say grease it. So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna spray it. I got me a bigger one because I realized that one was too small. And I usually do make it in this. I was trying something different. Well, different's not always better. I went back to the original one. So I'm gonna put those 2 there, okay? And then we're gonna keep making them. I think I should get 4 or 5 out of this. And they're very filling. Like I can eat maybe 1. Because see, that's a lot of yumminess in one. And then you make them as big or as little as you want. Okay. And I think I got enough for 1 more, 2 more. I think I'm gonna make just 4 and make them really big. Now, if you're family, you wanna make them smaller, you got children, you could make a lot more of these. It's just me and Bill. So I'm gonna make 4 pretty large ones, okay? I'm gonna roll that up like that. That and that. Look how pretty that is. That is beautiful. Okay, 1 more wash of the hands, and then we're gonna switch over. We're gonna switch over, and we're gonna put the yumminess over here in a saucepan that pours over it, okay? Let's go over here. Pardon me 1 minute. I got my burner going. I need it on medium heat. Okay, and I gotta move some stuff around. We're gonna use butter, sour cream, the other half of the cheese, okay? Thanks for staying with me and bearing with me here. All right, let's see. We got some chicken broth. All right, and then I'm gonna bring this recipe over because like I said, I've done it a few times, but not enough to have it memorized. So we're gonna put those enchiladas right there. Are you hanging with me? Okay. Here we go. Now this, we're gonna take 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, so in my guesstimation right here, we're gonna use 3 tablespoons of butter. Let's say 1, 2, like 3. Don't want to get too hot too fast, okay? And let me move this back some so you can see me and talk to me all at the same time. Hold on 1 second. I'm grabbing a hair bow because this hair, I don't need my hair in my food. Right? Or in Bill's food. So here we go. We are going to melt this. We're going to melt this butter and stir in taco seasoning and flour. Okay? 2 teaspoons of the seasoning. I just had that seasoning. Where'd I put it? Okay, guys, I've only made this a couple of times, but I should. We did the chicken, the cream cheese, the garlic, and the cheese. And then we stuffed them. Did that. Okay. Now in the saucepan, we're melting the butter. We're gonna stir in flour and taco seasoning, and all of a sudden my taco seasoning disappeared. And I'll just grab another one because I got one right here. Okay. I love that you guys are so nice and bear with me. Okay, and this is gonna be 1 tablespoon, not the whole packet. It says 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon, got a tablespoon over here. Okay, and we're gonna put that 1 tablespoon. I did it a little bit of a heaping because I want it spicy. And we are gonna do flour. And the flour is 3 tablespoons of flour. So, I also have that right here. I'm gonna cut this off. There we go. Alrighty, there's one. This is going to thicken up your sauce a little bit, I'm sure. That's why they add it. 2, 3. Okay. Now right now that's 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of taco seasoning, and 3 tablespoons of flour. That's what it looks like. Okay. Now we get to add the chicken broth. Okay. Now we're gonna add the chicken broth, and I'm gonna get a whisk and start whisking it together. That is 2 cups of chicken broth. And I can put this recipe in the comments if you want to do this. It's not really hard. You know, I don't know why I can't memorize it. It's not that hard. It's just I don't make it all the time, right? Unless I make something all the time, I will not remember it. So I keep looking over here so I remember it right. Okay. So we got the butter, the flour, the taco seasoning. We add the chicken broth, 2 cups. And we need to allow this to heat up for a few minutes so it gets warm. Then we're gonna add another of the shredded cheese, okay? A 1/2 cup of the shredded cheese and whisk it. And then we've got sour cream and the can of chilies right here, okay? So we are gonna do that. And as we stir all this together, once all this is all nice and warm and bubbly together, we pour it over those enchiladas and we're gonna stick it in the oven for like 30 minutes, okay? Really, the chicken's already cooked. So what we're doing is just making sure all this stuff is getting really nice and hot, right? Let me turn that up a little bit. You know, there ain't nothing like cooking them and makes everything smell good. You know, we live about 15 minutes from Hodgeville, which is not very far. You know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we'd be there. But in the middle of the day when Bill's working, we don't want to stop and go run and eat, right? I mean, when we worked in Hodgeville, it was handy a lot of times to do that. We would eat in town, but now I just try to cook every day. And then when we want to go eat, we go get something special that we like to eat, right? Okay, I think this is warming up. So we're gonna add sour cream, 3/4 cup sour cream, okay? I've already got it measured out. 3/4 cup sour cream. Okay. Of course, sour cream makes everything taste good, I think. Everybody, there's just something about the sour cream that adds a lot of flavor to stuff, don't it? Okay, now I'm still whisking. Just trying to get this hot. We're gonna dump in another can of chilies. To me, chilies add a lot of flavor too. I really like them. I add them to the sauce. It makes it so yummy. And then the last thing is a 1/2 cup of the cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 1/2 cup in there. 1/2 cup. All right. And then we're gonna get this nice and warm and bubbly. Wash my hands. You know, the older I get, the more I enjoy cooking because I have time. And I understand women who are working full-time. I used to work full-time out of the home, and it's really a challenge to cook, you know. So I'm hoping, like, when you watch some of these meals, that you can find ways to try to do easy things most of the time. Even this is a few steps, but it's not hard. You just have to have all the ingredients. I thought I had all the ingredients, and I did not. I had to run to Dollar General store and get a couple of things that I thought I had. Okay, so we're gonna stir this. Got the can of chilies. We're gonna just for a minute, and it said until it's all dissolved, but do not allow it to boil. Okay, so I'm getting to that point now. I'm getting to that point now, right now, so you can see. It's all dissolved, it's all melting in. Now I'm watching the cheese, that's still, see, it's on there. So I'm gonna whisk that, keep whisking that cheese. Pull off the heat. We don't want it to boil. Okay? We want that cheese to melt and it all be nice and yummy, but we're not gonna let it boil. Okay? It's getting there. I think it's there. All right, now we're just gonna pour that over. It looks kind of watery, but it's gonna be delicious when it's all said and done. Okay. And we're gonna sprinkle the last half cup on the top. On the top of everything. And we're gonna put it in the oven. Let me see if we cover it. I don't remember. We're gonna bake it for 25 to 30 minutes. Switch to the broiler and we can brown that cheese. Well, guess what? I already threw it in there. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hey, it's okay. It's all gonna go in there anyway, right? Okay. And I think the last time I did it, I ended up throwing all the cheese in there. So right now we're gonna bake it at 350, I believe. Let me see, 350, yes. 350. I'll turn this off. Okay, let me show you guys what it looks like. That is gonna cook together and be absolutely cheesy, chickeny, just delicious. Okay, let's put it in there. I'm gonna put on my cooking time. And then we can sit back and wait for our lunch to cook, right? Or dinner. It's kind of midday. We've been doing midday meals. We haven't really been doing lunch or dinner, just kind of a midday meal and try to cut it off and not eat too much the rest of the day, if possible. So we thank you, for checking in with Gigi. I always love having you guys come on. I love your comments. You tell me you're watching. Some of you have tried the recipes. It's always a blessing. So I will have a reel or a video or a picture of the finished product in about 30 minutes, maybe a little longer. I think I'm also thinking about making some guacamole, but that may be just too much. We'll see. One thing I've found is less is more sometimes, right? You guys have a blessed day. Thank you for coming on and cooking with just Gigi and Jesus. I appreciate you so much. Have a blessed day.